Hello friends and enemies, welcome to or back to Happy For Now. It's me Isabel here with your mid-year calm down. I decided to switch up this year because I saw Leandra over at Leandra TBR0, who I found through the Amazing Readathon, and oh my goodness. One of the other channels to go on my very soothing channel list to watch, which I love. Sometimes I like to put on a channel that I find soothing, and she's officially made that list. But this is, instead of the mid-year freak out, we're doing the mid-year calm down. It's a little chiller. It's a little less chaotic. It's a little less, oh my god, we're halfway through the year, which I like, because honestly, I'm happy we're halfway through the year. I'm very ready for other years to happen and not still be in 2024 at time. So there's that. But yeah, I'll have her video link down below for you if you want to check it out, and all the questions if you also want to do this tag, because I think it's just a fun one. A little note as we head into it, I'm officially 255 books into 2024, so there's that. I have a lot of options. That made this a little bit hard, but also really exciting because it kind of let me reflect on what I've already read. So yeah, let's dive into this tag. First up, we have thankfulness. What has 2024 given me so far? What, some highlights, some good moments. 2024 has been a not great year here. If you're not new here, you would know this, but if you're newer, you may not. My dad was officially diagnosed with dementia at the beginning of 2024, early onset Alzheimer's specifically. So that's been a time. And I'm thankful we have the diagnosis and understand his behavior, but that makes it 2024 a very hard year to be thankful for. I will say I am so thankful for all of the amazing friends I have that I have met through BookTube, because the amount of support and just level setness when I was like, hey, if I vanish and I'm not responding, it's not you. Kind of going through it right now. And no one, absolutely no one has been like, you haven't texted me in months, or upset with me or anything like that. Obviously, they all know I'm here. If they needed me, they can reach out and I'm happy to respond. And I also know I can reach out to them. But yeah, I am so thankful for the community I've built here, because having that connection has been invaluable during this, because it's not something that goes away, and it's progressive, and it only gets worse, and it's only gotten worse overall, so having community, having one of my members who's going through a similar thing, we've just talked to each other about it, it's so comforting, and I'm so thankful for everyone and anyone who has stuck around and asked and all of that. So yeah. Okay, next question. Less emotional. Relaxation. The most relaxing book or books I've read this year. This is hard because I do feel like I've read a lot of books that aren't that relaxing. I'm really into bonkers things right now to an extent, and reading things that kind of rip me through the story really dramatically. But I do think my most relaxing read this year was actually in June, where I read The Spell Shop and The House Witch. So those two will count for books. Basically, both of these are cozy fantasy romances. They are really cute, really sweet, very fun, but they have enough plot that I really enjoyed them and found them relaxing and engaging, because for me, I can't always do a very low plot book. So I really loved those two. I think those are great options to pick up this fall if you're looking for some cozy reads. I'm going to do a cozy fall TBR probably this year, just to try and read some more of the ones that I've had on my radar for a while, but we'll see how that goes. Then manga-wise, honestly, it's not as relaxing as the other two books, but I would say Apothecary Diaries has been a very relaxing read for me this year, because there's plot, there's things happening, but it still feels very cozy. It's pretty low stakes. There's stakes, don't get me wrong, but for some reason that story I find very relaxing to pick up a volume and just kind of fall into the world and finish it and be a little sad I'm caught up every time. So I think that one for most relaxing. Hydration, a book that I needed. This is a hard one. Okay, so I think this one has got to be The Rest of the Story by Tal Bauer, because I have been pressed by many friends to read this book for a while for many reasons, and they all love it, and I finally read it, and honestly, I didn't know how much I needed that book, how much I wanted to read something with so much trauma on page and so much healing on page, but it felt really rejuvenating and really fantastic to read, and it was just so dang good. It was so dang good, and it really refilled my reading in a weird way when I read it. It kind of hit at the right time in June, and it just reinvigorated me a little. So for prompt 4, Nourishment, a book that energized me, has got to be In a Jam by Kate Canterbury. This was a members pick earlier this year for my members, and It was also a book that May read in like one of our 24 and 48s in like all on sprints basically, and then like all of my friend group has read it in the last year if they hadn't already, and we've had so many conversations about this book. This book reinvigorated my love of a long contemporary, sometimes from the right author, reinvigorated that love a lot for me. So I had so much fun with it. I really, really enjoyed In a Jam. I think this is one of those books that I can recommend to a lot of people. In fact, I told my dental hygienist to read it. Okay. I literally told her, she was like, what should I read? And her friend had directed her like some really emotional stuff, and I was like, read it In a Jam. I said, it's long, but you will enjoy it. A whole frickin' bunch. In a Jam just really energized me for reading for the year. I feel like it kind of set the tone for a lot of my reading year because I read it so early on, and you can't beat that. Familiarity, an author I've returned to. That is going to be Rebecca Weatherspoon. I read Megan this year. I'm excited for Duke. I love Rebecca Weatherspoon. I've been reading her for a long, long time in my romance reading journey. In fact, I went to an Avon KissCon weekend right after Rafe had came out, and like Beverly Jenkins was there, and it was so cute because she's on stage talking about Rebecca Weatherspoon's Rafe. And I was like, I literally just read the book. So like when I went up to Miss Bev, I was like, I just read Rafe too. It's so good. And everyone was fangirling over it, and like it's just so fun to see where Rebecca's at now in her writing and these characters are. Obviously this has been a series that's been going on for a while, and I'm okay with that because it was so freaking good. It's so freaking good. I loved this series. Healthy Risk. So this is outside my comfort zone or a new to me author. Okay, I'm gonna pick the Shatter Me series here because I had never read Tahereh Mafi, and I read the entire Shatter Me series. And I had a lot more fun with it than I ever expected myself to, which is really fun and a nice, like really, really great surprise. I went into these being like, I might only read a couple and DNF the series, but like I read that entire series, like all 8 or 9 books with the novellas, like everything over the span of like 2.5 months, and I had a good time. And again, it's YA, which I read some YA, but I'm not a huge YA reader anymore these days. Like, it was definitely outside my comfort zone. It's sci-fi dystopian, not my favorite thing always, but I'm out here like, this was so much fun. I really enjoyed this, and I want to do more of that, like for sure. I think this was like a good risk because I knew a lot of people would like this series, so I was like, either I'm gonna like it or I'm gonna hate it. If I hate it, it'll be an interesting video. If I love it, it'll be an interesting video. So that was interesting to do. And yeah, a wonderful surprise. I really enjoyed that series. Next, we have Reflection, which is changes in my reading taste. I think the biggest change I've noted in my reading taste this year is that I am a little more interested in picking up some other non-romance genres here. I am an excessively picky romantasy reader, I'm feeling like, because a lot of people that like romantasies, I'm not liking those. I don't feel like there's enough of one or the other thing in them. So there's that. I also just like, yeah, I feel like romantasy has become harder for me to find books I like. And I think taste-wise, like, if anything, I feel like I'm expanding out more as I read like The House Witch, which like leans more fantasy than romance. And I'm kind of dabbling perhaps sooner than later in some other genres. We'll talk about it in a minute. Detox, a book or habit I'm leaving behind. I'm gonna leave behind not DNFing things when I don't like them. That is one thing for sure I've been working really hard at this year. I'm encouraging everyone I know to DNF if they're not feeling a book. And I'm trying to do the same thing for myself. I'm also leaving behind, I read a lot. We know this, right? Like I talked about my numbers at the beginning of this. But I do not force myself to read on days I don't want to read. So I'm trying to let go of like, you have to read a little something every day, but I'm also like addicted to getting my Kindle tracker to update. So like I may read a page or two or try something, and that's enough to like make that tick up. So I feel like that's fine. But yeah, I'm kind of trying to ditch any like feeling of required reading outside of my members book club, because that is required reading. Though I love y'all. Y'all are the best. But yeah, besides that, like not having required reading, not like overly structuring my reading too much these days. I listen to audiobooks a lot. So like I also don't feel like I have to like carve out time to read these days, because it's just kind of integrated into my day-to-day. But yeah, I'm trying not to like force myself to only read. I'm like trying to reintegrate other hobbies that I love. You know, I've been playing Stardew Valley again. I'm hopefully gonna get my office done / craft room done so I can maybe start cross-stitching or embroidery again. Like I really want to start picking up some of my older craft hobbies that I used to like, and leaning into those, as well as obviously like this hobby of content creation. But yeah, I'm mostly leaving behind like feeling like I must finish a book a day or be done with a book at a time span. So there's that. Positivity. Anticipated books or events. Steamulet's coming up. I literally leave for Steamulet in like 2.5 weeks now. So exciting. I'm very pumped. I hope I'll see any of y'all there. I don't know who all's going. I know there's a group of my members attending, So we're all going to be hanging and having a good time, I think, I hope. But yeah, if you're attending Simulate, feel free to stop me and say hi. Let me know about what you're reading or how your events go. Like if you're having fun at the event or not. Like, listen, I will talk to you about anything and whatever. Like, I do not care. We can take a selfie. You can tell me a book you read on the plane or on your travels that you loved. Like, I'm here for it. I'm the introvert who goes to these events and like has fun talking to people I don't know. Because I just think it's a fun interaction, right? I'll probably have stickers or something. I have not ordered anything. I might make some bookmarks here. We'll see. I gotta make some decisions like this week and order stuff if I'm taking things. But I have a handful of stickers from last year left, so I might hand those out and then have something else. We'll see. Let me know if you're attending in the comments, obviously. And seriously, feel free to stop me and say hi when I'm there. Give you a hug, whatever you want. You just tell me. I'm here to say hi and chat with you for a minute because I love that part of this. Like, it's really fun getting to see people, and I'm so excited to see a bunch of my friends and give them hugs because I miss them. Otherwise, like, I'm excited for a lot of things. I'm excited for the next Emily Rath book. I'm excited for Double Apex. I'm excited to just pick up so many things the rest of the year. I love end of year content. So like, I'm very excited for end of year content. So yeah, I'm just excited in general. Okay, and then let's talk about looking ahead, personal plans or goals. One big goal I have is I've been cleaning out my TBR manga shelves, which are two, like, so you can see here, there's 3 down and then 1 over. So it's like a little L-shaped, upside down L. I'm down to 3 shelves. 3 TBR shelves. So I'm really hoping to continue to clear this out throughout the year. I would like to, by the end of the year, be back down to 1 to 2 TBR shelves max. Will that be manageable? I don't know. I don't know yet, but I'm gonna try. I'm really trying and I'm working on it. And I think I think I can manage it. Let me put it that way. I do think I can manage it. So we'll see. We shall see. The other thing I have that's been on my list all year to do and I've yet to start because the chaos of everything happening with my dad earlier this year, is I want to do a project where I read outside romance genres and I want to read popular titles in other genres, popular series, things like that. So if you have a genre and a book series that you deem popular, you want to see me read and try, you can leave it in the comments as always, because maybe it'll go on the list. Maybe it's already on the list. I won't tell you, but I might leave an eyeball emoji if you're close to guessing. But yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm working on some project ideas for Patreon and memberships next year, and I'm excited about that. Like, I'm starting to piece together some things there around some stuff I would like to do. I don't have a ton of like big projects planned for my channel or anything like that. My biggest goal is to keep going this year, to survive, and to get through everything going on, basically. But yeah, that is my mid-year calm down. Let me know any answers to these questions in the comments if you would like any questions I asked you in during this, obviously. And if you don't want to do any of that, you can leave me a coffee or a tea emoji, something like that, because I feel like I'm standing here, but I feel like I should be like cozied up in a chair right now with a blanket and like a hot drink. It's too warm for that, so I've got an iced coffee instead, but you know what I mean? Like, that's the vibe I feel like should be happening right now. So yeah, you can do that in the comments. I'll link to any of the books I talked about down there, and I will see y'all in just a few days. Bye!
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what